Hey guys, welcome back to another one. Today is going to be a quick hack. A gentleman asked me the other day in the shop about some worm hooks or weedless hooks with a certain amount of weight, and he couldn't find the weight that he was after. Like, we've all been after weedless hooks for casting big plastics and amongst snags and grass and weed for barren species like that. But this gentleman is very, very specific. He wanted a certain weight and he could not find that weight anywhere. And he was getting frustrated, and I have been asked this question a few times by a few different people. If they want a little less weight or a little bit more weight to make their plastic sink a bit faster or not as fast, or nose go down nose first. Because a lot of when you buy these type of hooks, they either come with no weight, okay? So you got your owners and your BKKs and everything else. Or, I haven't got one here, but they got weights in the centre here. So when you cast your lures out with the weight there, they sink down this way. But a lot of guys want a little bit of weight at the front so their lures swim down, go down that way, tail kicking. But most of the time your weight's here, and usually it's a little bit too much or not enough for what guys want. So I'm going to show you a quick little hack how to get around that. I showed this to a gentleman in the shop the other day, and he was so grateful. I thought he was going to bloody kiss me. He was so freaking happy. Anyway, so the way to get around this and put the weight on you want, and put it on the hook where you want it to get your lure going down whatever way you want it to go down. I prefer mine on the nose because I want mine to go down like so, with the tail kicking. I don't want it to go down this way. And I would like to have a little bit more lead than what you usually get in the shop, because if I'm going to use these and I want the sink on it, that's because if I'm in a lake or somewhere like Tinaroo or a Wonga or something, and you're fishing the old river system, like the old riverbed, they're actually deeper gullies inside the lake itself. Yeah, sometimes you see the barra and stuff sitting right down there, and it's quite deep. So when you've got plastics like this, all very good as is, up in the shallows and amongst the grass, but when you want to get these type of things down deep, and swimming down deep, they're quite hard, so not that heavy. So what I'm going to do is show you this quick hack. So you got your lures, you got your weedless hooks, okay? I want you to go get some Wilson. These are Wilson barrels, size 1. Doesn't have to be Wilson, just barrel sinkers. These are a size 1. They're about the right size. Okay? So there's one there. Oh, there's the packet. Okay? Just barrel sinkers. And unfortunately, I haven't got a hacksaw blade, which is a bugger. But what you want to do is get a little vise or something, get your sinkers, put them in a little vise so you can hold them. Most people got a vise in their shed, just gently hold it in there. Get a hacksaw and cut them through, just through the centre, down to the hole. So basically cut them in half, or just down to the hole, okay? Not all the way through, just down to the hole in the centre. And then you can just get a pair of pliers and cut them to whatever weight or length you want, okay? So I already cut this one, and this one's a bit rough because I use a pliers to cut it in half. It's a bit hard and a bit rough. You'll get the idea. Now I just want to put a little bit, I'm just going to chop a little bit off the end. This is very rough and dirty, but the more you do this and practice and use your pliers, the neater this will be. So now I just cut a little bit off the end. It's hard to hold. Just a little tiny bit like so. I want it on the front of this bait because I want this thing to sink down in the front. So all you do is just put it around the shank of the hook. Get just a normal everyday pair of pliers, guys, and just crimp it on. Just work it around slowly. You'll just crimp it on slowly. Usually you do this when it's not on the lure. It's easier when it's not on the lure. I'm in a bit of a rush today to do this video. I shouldn't be, but I am. So you're just going to crimp it onto the hook like so. And the more, like I said guys, the more you do this, the better you get at it, the neater it will be. And after a while you can actually do them nice and neat like bought ones. So I'm going to push that around like so. Now I've got that on the front of the hook just here, so I want my bait to go down this angle. He's going to swim now. See that? Looks like I bought one. At the front of the... How quick and simple was that? Just to change the way your lure is going to swim. I can add a little bit more weight to it if I want it to sink a bit faster. Okay, I can put some weight down here if I want it to go down this way and stay. But I'd rather my baits go down this way, the tail's kicking, And then when I'm twitching, they'll come up and then they'll go back down that way. Then they'll come up, then they'll go back down that way. I don't want mine to come up and then like this. That just doesn't look natural. I prefer a little bit on the nose. So mine are getting pulled down that way. And if you don't put enough weight on, you can actually get like kitchen scales and measure the grams, and you can actually work out how many, just cut these into chunks and get an idea how many grams each piece is, and you'll know what grams, how much you want on your lure. Like the ones in the shop you'll read, they'll tell you a certain amount of grams. Go have a look, you'll get an idea how heavy they are, and you'll know if they're too heavy or too light for what you want to do. So you'll know you need less or more. And then just get some pliers, a little hacksaw, a little vise or something. Just start cutting barrels down into little chunks. Like if I wanted this thing to sink really fast, I got the bigger chunk there, so like 3/4 of it. I could put that on the bottom there, crimp it on, that thing will sink like a freaking brick. And that way. Or down at the front, really sink fast in really deep water. Or if you're fishing a bit of current, you want this thing to get down in current. Maybe even put a half one on or a whole one. That's your choice, it's up to you. But you don't have to go buy the ones in the shop with a couple of grams on it and think, oh shit, that's too light or that's too heavy. Just get yourself some barrel sinkers, a hacksaw, a pair of pliers, and make your own and crimp them on. That way you can get your lures to go down whatever angle you like, put on the weight you like, and get it to your desired. You can get the lure to swim at your desired depth and your weight. Okay, it's just another quick hack for fishing, and it does work very well. Okay, when you crimp them on, just make sure you crimp them on tight so they don't slide up and down the shank. And then you can use your pliers and work your way around. And you can actually make them look nice and neat, like I bought one. They don't have to be rough and ugly. That one's still a little bit loose, I'm just going to tighten him up a little bit. I'll do that. Yeah, not the prettiest one I've ever done, but you get the drift. Now that's not a bad little one, I could go cast that. Get me lure, this big plastic to swim down that way. Then up that way, then down that way. I don't like the ones with the lead down there because they just sink like that. It's not natural for me. I'd rather at the nose. And honestly, with this size lure, I'll probably cut that a bit smaller, probably like a few more grams on the front of that, just to make sure she swims that way. But anyway guys, if you go get yourself some BKKs and stuff, or like the owner beasts or whatever hooks you're going to use, get some barrel sinkers. These are a size 1, that's all you're going to need, you're not going to need more than that. Pair of pliers, hacksaw, cut it to the shape, crimp them on, good to go. Very quick, very simple hack. Hope you guys enjoy it. Hope it works well for you. I know it does work well for me when I use it. I can't wait to go to Tinaroo and start fishing up the Tinaroo. I'm looking forward to my first trip one of these days when I get there, and using tips like this, and I reckon it'll work quite well. Anyway guys, that's enough of that one. Hope you enjoyed this video once again. And if you did, please give me a like and a thumbs up, and subscribe and all that jazz, because that really does help the channel out. And I'll see you again in a few days. Thanks for watching guys.